I'm Kelly Dennis. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I work with people who struggle with eating disorders, disordered eating, anxiety, and depression. I do some couples counseling as well. I created this YouTube channel for tips, tools, and techniques to help you to live a better life. And right now, we're talking about getting reconnected to your body in this time of uncertainty due to the pandemic in the world. We are finding that we're more stressed out than ever. And when we get stressed out, our fight or flight response kicks in, and then we tend to just kind of operate from here up. We're not really connected to our bodies. And when we do that, we can't identify the stress in our bodies and then relax ourselves. And so we walk around till we get to the end of the day with shoulders up to our heads. So we've been talking about different ways to reconnect to your body. And so I hope you've been practicing some of those things and find some of them helpful. Today, I'd just like to take you through a mindful walking exercise. So I'm going to be sitting here in my chair, but I do in the mornings when I walk, I do sometimes practice this mindful walking. If I'm finding that my mind is kind of all over the place and I just need to come back to a nice centered spot, I will practice this mindful walking exercise. So I'll take you through it. You can either listen to it first and then, take your phone out and turn it on and do it as you're walking, or you can just listen to it and then, do it on your own when you are out walking. So first, what you want to do is you want to pick a place where you can do this the first couple of times where there won't be anybody watching you, because it can be a little bit different when you're first doing it. It's not just normal walking. So go ahead and pick that spot, and you want to be able to walk, uninterrupted for at least 5 or 10 minutes. And so when you find your spot, go ahead and start by standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, and just really pay attention to your feet in your shoes and your shoes on the surface, whether it's the sidewalk or road or grass, or maybe you're doing this inside, maybe it's a linoleum or carpet. But just really notice your feet and take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Just notice any changes or sensations in your feet. You might notice a tingling or a numbness, or you might notice the temperature of your feet. And take another deep breath in and let it out. And then bend your knees a little bit, just a little bit, so that you can kind of feel maybe a different pressure. Bending your knees sometimes brings the pressure to the ball of your feet or your heels. And just notice that a little bit. And then pick up your right foot slowly, and noticing the sensations and how they change in your left foot. Noticing the different pressures in your foot and up into your leg and your knee and your thigh and your hip. And notice the emptying of the pressure in your right foot. And then gently extend your right foot out and allow the heel to touch. And shifting your weight now over to your right foot and noticing the differences during the shift, the gentle pressure. And then as you lift your right foot, notice the pressure or the sensations on your right foot and into your calf and your knee and your thigh and your hip. And then extend your left foot out, noticing the emptying. And then put your left foot down and notice the changes in sensations. So you get the idea with your feet. You're just noticing the transfer and the sensations during the transfer. The putting the pressure and the weight and the lifting of the other foot. And so as you continue to do that, slowly and deliberately, notice now the sensations in your hips and in your back and up into your chest and your arms, gently allowing your arms to swing by your sides as you maybe move a little bit more quickly in your walk. Walking is a full body thing, and sometimes we don't stop to pay attention to the sensations in our body. The swinging of our arms engages our shoulder and our upper back, our elbows, our wrists, and our hands. Hips are moving along with the pressure and the swaying of your arms. Your back is shifting ever so slightly, depending on which foot is forward. And your shoulders are moving in sync with the swaying of your arms. Our heads are designed to stay pretty stable while we're walking, but you might notice kind of a gentle rocking of your head as you walk. And so as you continue this mindful walking, if you find that your mind drifts off, just bring it back to the sensations in your feet and start there and work your way back up again. And noticing as you're walking, your breathing. So if you're someone who walks a lot for fitness, you might notice that your breathing is just pretty regular and pretty steady. If walking is something that you don't do very often in this fashion, you might notice that your breathing is getting a little heavier as you walk. And then after you've walked for about 5 or 10 minutes, stop where you are and remain still for a moment and take a deep breath and let it out. And just notice how your body feels. Sometimes paying attention in this way feels a little strange and a little awkward, and you can sometimes feel a little more stressed than when you started. After a little bit of time, that generally goes away. But most of the time, we notice that this deliberate mindful walking actually creates some looseness in our body and some relaxation. So I hope you'll give this a try. Again, I'm Kelly Dennis. Be well and have a wonderful day.